ahead.
Words are in your program.
To a good start. I want you to turn around to the left and to the right and front and back and say hello and introduce to the person sitting next to you. Go ahead. Okay, now come back to me, please. Oh my God, you're a wild bunch. And I love that noise because that is the hallmark of our community. Not that we're noisy, although we are, but that we love to connect with one another, that we are a Kihila Kedosha, a holy community. We're people who care about one another and who are connected to one another, that celebrate together all the simchas in our lives and support one another in times of sorrow. That's who we are. That's who we are. And before we continue, Kolot is in the house. And we would like to share one of our favorite new songs with you, which is Eile Chamda Libi. These are the desires of my heart. not a service. You can clap if you want. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get it done. With energy, and spirit, and gusto. Bruchim haba'im b'shem Adonai. Blessed are you in the name of God. Berachnuchem mi beit Adonai. Blessed are you who come here in this house of God. Those are the words that I recite at the beginning of every wedding I do, welcoming the bride and the groom underneath the chuppah. And I think those are appropriate words today because in a symbolic way, as we welcome our brand new Torah, we reconsecrate ourselves anew to the Torah, to the covenant of the Jewish people that goes all the way back to Abraham, and to all the values, all the teachings, and the traditions of our people. So our ceremony today is 2 parts a wedding or a reconsecration. And at the same time, I think it's 2 parts a baby naming. Because we are giving birth today to a brand new Torah scroll that's never been read, that has yet to accompany a bar or bat mitzvah, that hasn't been danced with at Simchat Torah yet, that will accompany our congregation, God willing, for generations to come. That new scroll is being finished right here. In just a few minutes, it will receive its last 5 letters, and it will be complete. It will be born. It will be new. Zeh hayom asa Adonai nagila v'nismecha bo. This is the day that God has made. Rejoice and be glad. Here I go. Okay, compose yourself, Rabbi. Rejoice and be glad in it. And that's what we're going to do today. But you know what? There's something missing in this room. It says, Vishinantam levanecha. It's in the Shema, right? Teach them to your children. And that's also why we're dedicating this new Torah today. Because without our children, we would have no future. We're dedicating this Torah to them. It says in the Talmud that the world exists for the breath of children in the house of study. So it's not just the future of Judaism and not just the future of our families. I think much more is at stake. It's the future of the world through the values that we implant in our children and the way we raise them up. So I think we need to welcome the students of our school and bring them into the room and have them be a part of this celebration. Shall we? With Sweet as Honey.
Ata
so amazing. I got to write a samech in the Temple Israel Torah. It felt magical. I always thought that Torahs were so old, but this one is brand new. And I get to be in it. I was stressed, but excited. I loved the chanting and the singing that we did before we started writing, and it was so cool how we washed our hands. This whole experience has been outstanding, and for me, it was sacred too. It really brought me closer to my religion. Imagine, a letter that I wrote will be here at Temple Israel for at least 100 years. Wow. Please join me in the blessing for studying Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai, who makes us holy through your gift of Torah and command us to immerse ourselves in its words.
That was Judah Colbert, a student in our school, and those words were written 100% by him after he had the opportunity to write a letter in our Torah, and those were beautiful and powerful words. That's why we so much wanted to share them with you today. Thank you, Judah. Where are you? Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for being you. You're wonderful. There are a lot of hands and a lot of people who work tirelessly with our professional staff to make this dream a reality, and who day after day, week after week, month after month, devote so much time and love and devotion to leading our temple community. And without them, we could not do the things we do. And so it's with great pleasure and joy that I invite onto the bima the president of our board of directors, Dave Nutz, to share a few words with us today. And now, before he starts, I just want to add one little piece. Friday night at services, we talked a lot about the confluence, the fact that our Torah dedication just happens to fall on the same weekend where Jews all around the world observe Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day. And this has special relevance to this wonderful mensch right here, because he is a grandson of survivors, and most of us knew very well his grandmother, Rose Meyer, who had the warmest spirit and the most beautiful smile and twinkling blue eyes, and who talked about her experiences in the Holocaust everywhere, and always ended her talk by saying, "Stay in school, don't do drugs, and don't hate." And she raised her children and grandchildren to be wonderful mensches. And if she was here today, she would be kvelling at her grandson. Take it away.
Thanks. Now I have to try to stay composed. On behalf of the entire board of directors and the lay leadership of our temple, welcome. How good it is for us to be together today It is an honor and a privilege to share our dedication ceremony with each and every one of you in the sanctuary and with each of you that are at home. Siyyum v'ha'achnat sat Torah, a joyous celebration and the welcoming of a new Torah. What an appropriate name for today's program. From our youngest children excited to see the Torah for the first time, to our B'nai Mitzvah students, our adult learners, and all of us who embrace Jewish values. We are a vibrant community who cares deeply about Torah. As the grandson of a Holocaust survivor, as Rabbi had just said, I am particularly moved to celebrate the birth of our new Torah. Today, on the cusp of Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Memorial Day, which begins officially at sundown, I cannot think of a more meaningful and appropriate way for us to give honor to those who perished and to those, thank God, who survived. We are writing this Torah for our community now and for all the generations who will follow, but I like to think we are also writing it as an act of affirmation that in spite of all our people have endured, we are still here. As Rabbi Gwozdov says at each of our bar and bat mitzvah services, when the students twin their ceremony with a child who did not survive the Holocaust, the very best way we can honor their memory is by celebrating our joys fully and by living proud and meaningful Jewish lives. That's what we are doing here today. Throughout the past 15 months, so many people, from our youngest students to our most senior members, have participated in our Torah project. It has been an amazing experience, and we thank Rabbi, Lindy, and Karma that worked so hard to make this dream a reality. We thank our temple members who have rolled up their sleeves and helped and supported and played a number of vital roles in this journey. It definitely takes a village. Thank you to the underwriters and organizers of our celebratory lunch today, led by Donna Baker, Stephanie Goldman, and Wendy Weiss, and everyone who brought food to lend a hand. Thank you to everyone who contributed financially to the project. All your donations are so meaningful and appreciated. They help to sustain and strengthen our community in many vital ways. Lastly, we thank you for being here today. This new Torah belongs to each and every one of us, and this dedication is a historic milestone for our wonderful community. Thank you.
Wow. What an amazing journey. Let me share with you, before we continue, the story. It all started several years ago when we realized our aging Torahs were getting difficult to read, and for good reason. The youngest of the bunch is over 100 years old. One of our Torahs, well, they're not there right now, they're in the library. One of them, quite possibly, is over 300 years old. So we decided to engage the resources and all the positive energy of our community to fulfill the mitzvah, the commandment, together, of writing a Sefer Torah. It says, "You shall sing this song," because our Torah is a song, a poem. And we are all commanded to write our own Torah, but we can't do it alone. Very few can do it alone. So together, we have written a Torah. Just as the beloved members in past generations have done for us, building and sustaining our temple with their generosity and with their commitment, so do we.
do our part for our generation and for the generations to come. After ensuring the fulfillment of this dream with a very generous donation, we set about looking for a scribe, a sofer, to write our new scroll. It was our goal to find someone whose values of inclusion and commitment to progressive Judaism aligned with our own. And it was b'shert, as they say. It was a stroke of fate and good fortune that we were able to partner with Jen Taylor Friedman. Jen is the first woman ever, at least officially, to write the Sefer Torah. And there she is, at her work table, writing ours. Our Torah is her 7th, and her writing, done with such deep love and kavanah, with sacred intent, is exquisite. And I can't wait for you to see it. Because Jen moved back to her native England, we needed to find another scribe who could more easily travel to Stockton for several visits to help deepen the experience for us, and to facilitate each of us being able to write our own letter in the Torah. And it was b'shert, once again, that we discovered Neil Yearman, who's sitting here in the front row, who was both a seasoned Torah scribe, who has written 8 Torahs himself and has been at it for 40 years, restored well over 1,000. He's both a wonderful scribe and educator, and he brings so much soul and so much warmth to his work. Everyone who's participated in the writing sessions can certainly attest to that. He is a mensch. The writing session with Neil is truly a profoundly inspiring experience. With all the details secured, our project took flight in February of 2023 with our Simchat Breshit ceremony, where with Neil's guiding hand, we wrote the first letters in our scroll, beginning with Shirat Hayam, the triumphant Song of the Sea. Several members were given the honor of writing the first letters, including the oldest and the youngest members of our community. Bill West at 103, Gabrielle, just a few months old. There was not a dry eye in the house. So many temple members have given generously to the project, dedicating a letter or a word, passage of the Torah, or a whole book, each according to our means. Several friends and family as well wanted to participate, donating generously and filling to capacity our writing sessions with Neil. With his steady hand on a feather quill, over 375 people have written their own letter in our scroll. This Torah is ours. It exists quite literally because we had a hand in writing it. Every new in Torah invites the opportunity to dedicate a few essentials: a dignified, beautiful cover, and the rimonim that crown the top of each scroll. After receiving very generous donations, we set about on an intentional search for Jewish artisans who could create for us these clay kodesh, these sacred ritual works of art. For the Torah cover, actually 5 matching covers for our whole now family of 5 scrolls, we commissioned Jeanette Kuven-Oren, a well-known artisan whose beautiful covers adorn Torah scrolls all around the world. We worked together with Jeanette over several months designing covers that would reflect both our love for Israel and the agricultural environment that surrounds our city. Watch this. so excited to see that she made that dream concept a reality. For the Rimonim, we discovered a very special family of silversmiths whose business in Jerusalem, Beer Judaica, goes back 3 generations to its founder, Yitzchak Beer, who immigrated to Jerusalem in 1935 and attended the Bitzalel School of Art. When Lindy and I traveled to Israel in our recent Solidarity mission, we had the opportunity to visit the workshop and to actually see the Rimonim that they made especially for us. Here we are. Kathy Meyer, a very talented member of our temple community, volunteered to use her skill in textile art to make a beautiful new binder, the tie that keeps a Torah rolled. With the help of a friend, Ruth Christensen, she made it out of material left over from the fabrication of our new Torah covers. Several weeks ago, Jen let us know that our scroll was complete, except, of course, for the 140 letters or so that our community wrote these last few days, and the 5 final letters that we're going to write in just a few moments. Jen gathered a group of volunteers at her synagogue in Cambridge to help stitch the individual pages together. Karma volunteered to make the trip. Sure, I'll go to England and hand carry the Torah back to Stockton. It was literally a sacred mission and a moment of joy. Yep, that's how it traveled. For Karma to meet Jen and take possession of our new Torah scroll. After all, it's Karma for over 30 years who has lovingly taught both children and adults in our community to read and chant Torah. Take a look at this short video of their meeting.
And then I brought a little something from home. A few years ago, our community had an artist in residence, Isaac Bridgegard Yavad, and with Isaac's help, we collectively created this beautiful tali, which shows the Song of the Sea, which of course is the section that many of us wrote letters in our new scroll. So after the Torah is all wrapped up and water protected, we'll wrap her in this tali so that the hands of our community, because all of these little spots are fingerprints of people in our
So you could all bring her home.
we are all bringing her home. And did you have anything that you wanted to add or share about our scroll?
Well, she's a very special scroll because she's written in the style of the old Germans, of old medieval Germany, before everything went bad for the Jews there. So she's helping preserve some of the very old scripture traditions that got wiped out over time, all but wiped out. So she's bringing back pieces of our history that need to be preserved and kept alive. One other thing is that my little girl, who's 6 now, this Torah was the one where she first started to learn Aleph Bet. She's been helping me look for mistakes when I make mistakes and helping me fix the mistakes. So this is the Torah she's been starting off on, learning that if you make a mistake in a Torah, even with the Torah, you can fix it. And the same is true of Judaism, that it's there for us, it's our thing, and it's in our hands. And if we make mistakes, we can fix things, and then we can go forward.
And we will love her, and we will read her, and we will study her, and God willing, many, many generations of our people will read from these beautiful letters that you have created, and
Amen. So.
Amen.
good to know that our new Torah has been proofread by a 6-year-old. So, here we are today, about to engage in a historic, exciting, and meaningful moment in the life of our community. For only the 4th time in at least 175 years since our founding, we welcome a new Torah into the sanctuary that will be read and cherished and will be a source of inspiration, God willing, for generations to come. This is truly a Shehechianu moment and the culmination of a sacred undertaking that has touched and inspired so many lives. It has strengthened our personal connection to our very special Kehillah Kedoshah, the sacred and loving community that is you, that is Temple Israel. It has renewed our bond with our brothers and sisters in Israel and Jews all around the world. And it has reminded us that we are the lucky inheritors of a tradition that is 4,000 years old. Now that's a big wow in my book. In just a few moments, our new scroll will enter our sanctuary for the first time and receive its final letters. But first, enjoy this photo expose of the journey, accompanied by a very special and incredibly fitting song sung by Lindy and Colette called With Your Two Hands.
So beautiful.
With your two hands, prepare these words. Within your heart rests each verse. And with your voice, our story can be told. With your two hands, hold this scroll. Vishinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam. Set these words upon your heart. Vishinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam. With your two hands, write your part.
hopefully without tears, I invite up our young adults and our Shirat Noar alumni from 30 years ago to the Bima. They'll be accompanied by Steve, who started playing with them way back then. And they're going to accompany this very special processional that you are about to witness with the singing of This Is Our Promise. And we ask you to please rise as our tours enter the sanctuary. דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד, על התורה ועל העבודה, ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה, ועל גמילות חסדים.
Shloshah Devarim.
Al Shloshah Devarim.
Al Shloshah Devarim ha'olam omed. Al Shloshah Devarim ha'olam omed. Well, I said it's 2 parts a wedding, so we have to have a chuppah, right? And notice our new Torah is not in its cover yet. We have it dressed in white in one of our high holiday covers. And Karma and I went to choose which one to grab. One said Avinu Malkeinu. We said, no, that's really high holidays. And this one says, Pitchu li sharei tzedek. Open for me the gates of righteousness. What could be more perfect to adorn our brand new Torah as it walks into the sanctuary for the first time? There's a blessing that we want to say for dedicating our new Torah. And I want to invite you to say it with me. It's in the program. Here goes. Did you find it? Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, our God, God of our mothers and fathers and all the generations, may it be your will that each of us is a letter in Torah, indelibly inscribed, a sacred sign. As we write these final letters and dedicate this scroll, we pray that all who read from it, all who have contributed to its writing, and all who make this a Kehillah Kedoshah, a holy community, find life and meaning in its words, inspiration from its lessons, and a profound connection to the source of life. Baruch atah Adonai, notein haTorah. Blessed are you, Adonai, giver of Torah. Amen.
I don't know what's happening.
Well, many of you have met him already, and he's back for his 3rd visit, and he's going to guide us through the next part of our dedication in writing the 5 final letters of our scroll. Won't you please welcome up onto the bima our wonderful teacher and so fair, Neil Yearman.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Do you have a friend?
Well, I'm not sure.
I don't like to be braggadocious, but I made this wood top to accommodate the writing. Did I do a good job or what? So I'll be very carefully now affixing the Torah to its extended new top. And you may all be seated. All along the way, we've had these amazing things happen that could not have been better if we planned them. Just shared moments. And they kept happening over and over and over again. For instance, somebody walks up to write their letter, and they have no idea what letter they're going to write. And their name starts with an M, and they get to write a mem. Or our friends Debbie and Barry last night walked up to write their letters in the Torah. And they are lovers of Israel. They are Zionists through and through. And so their daughter Alana is here with them. So 3 letters. They walk up, having no idea what letters they're going to write. And what's in front of them? Eretz, land. And Lindy wrote a letter last night, and she wore my mother's special talit that we presented to her on her 90th birthday. And she said, I'm doing this, I'm writing in memory in the spirit of flow. My mother's Hebrew name was Tzipporah. And what letter was waiting for Lindy to write but a tzadi? How could these things happen? There are greater forces at work. Wonderful moments of holiness. How we doing, Neil? Ready? I can only stall for so long with great stories. Have any of you seen Frisco Kid? It's one of my favorite movies. And it's this movie that's set back in the 1850s of an Orthodox rabbi who comes from Poland to the United States, and he's going to serve a congregation in San Francisco, which is at that time, you know, like a dusty outpost. And he has a Torah that he's bringing. And he ends up getting swindled, and he has to make his way on wagon train across the country in the company of a bank robber. Anyway, Neil and I both love this movie, and we know like all the lines by heart. And throughout this thing, we kept saying to each other, that's some kind of Torah. Right from the movie. Are we ready? Anybody have a good Torah story? Okay, take it away. You have your mic? You have a mic?
Yeah, we're on. Okay. Just not drop anything. I guess the traditional greeting should not be dispensed with. Shalom. Shalom. Welcome to your temple. Okay, this is great. Okay. This is the name we love to cross out. The name of the ancient enemy of Israel that we are to forget. But the fact that we have to keep blotting it out makes it difficult to forget. So Jewish. So the commandment which is found in Deuteronomy chapter 25:19 says, Timche et zecher Amalek mitachat hashamayim lo tishkach. Remember to blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven and never forget. So in accordance with the commandment, we blot out the memory of Amalek. We need some more ink. When I fold this together and spread the ink evenly over all the blotted out letters, I'd like you to now take a deep inhale and let it out. And here we are as we continue. Okay, moment Okay, now I just want to make sure we're good. This is perfect. Okay, this is great. Okay, we're ready for our first scribe.
As you've heard, we're writing the 5 final letters of the Torah in our ceremony. It's the last word of the Torah. Anybody know what that word is? Except Karma, she has her hand up all the time. What a brown noser, come on. You know it, Yisrael. And we are honoring 5 people with writing the 3 letters. 3 of those letters are going to our professional staff, our extensive professional staff. We often sit around, Karma and Lindy and I, thinking up programs and great ideas that we want to bring to our community. What a great idea that is. And then we look at each other and we go, okay, we'll assign that to a member of our extensive staff. But also 2 others who we're honoring with writing the other 2 letters. And the first is on behalf of all the leaders of our congregation, past and present. The president of our board of directors, Dave Neustadt.
Are we chanting?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. We're going to chant the letters. As many of you who have written know, we sing these letters and we rejoice in all of the learning and all of the souls who contributed to the learning connected to each of these letters of Torah. Please hold the quill. Okay. The letter is Yud. Everyone chant Yod. Yod. Okay. Down towards me. And now to the right. And then curve and down. It's like a little comma. Okay. And now from here, straight down and round and round. We have a Yod. It's beautiful. That's Torah.
So when the kids came into the sanctuary, they were accompanied by a song. They were singing together with us, sweet as honey on our tongue, words of Torah. And think about the meaning of that the words, as we speak them, are like honey. They're so sweet and meaningful, and doubly sweet and meaningful when we sing them. And there's someone in this room who is most responsible for the singing all the time of this congregation, and that's my wife, Lindy. And what letter is she writing? Yes, right? It's the Shin of Yisrael. What's her Hebrew name? Shira. Starts with a Shin.
Okay. So we'll sing it as a Shin. Okay. So in the shape of the Shin. Shin together. Shin. Okay. So downward. To the right. Up a little. And back down. And now a little slanted line. To the right and curve and down. And now to the right again. Good. And we're going to go a straight line to down here. Okay. And now downward. and a parallel line, and then to the right. And we're just going to darken this area, just up and back. Okay, now we have a lot of crowns here. Okay. Okay. A total of 7 crowns on the letter sheet. Okay. Going to start on this side and go up straight and then downward. And then keep coming down. And now down. And down again. Okay, so let's put some dots on top, okay? Okay. So right here, dot, and a dot, and one right over here, around, and on a little bit here. Now, starting on this side, around and around, and now down. And one right here, and round, and round, and round, and down. And one right underneath above, and down, and down, and down, and around. Beautiful. Just go. Beautiful.
While Rabbi was speaking earlier, one of the slides that came up was a group of people stitching together the, is it 62, Neil? How many clefim?
It's usually a number between 60 and 64. 62 is good.
All right, it does come between 60 and 64. Anyway, so we saw the picture of the group from the Jewish community in Cambridge, England, stitching our scroll together. And when I went, so I was able to go to Shabbat services at that community and to thank them personally for doing their part in making our beautiful new scroll. But as Rabbi said, there are things that we just couldn't have planned that happened. While I was there, I learned that the honor of stitching the last section onto the Torah went to the community's most recent bat mitzvah. Now, before I left for England, we had already decided that one of the letters that would be written as part of our ceremony today would be by the last bat mitzvah, the last one to read from our old scrolls as a symbolic gesture of passing this tradition on to the next generation of B'nai Mitzvah in our community. It is such a joy to welcome to the Bima, Jordan Gold. Is that like so cool?
Okay. So your letter is Resh. Okay. Just a moment. Okay. Okay. Holding the quill. Good. Okay. So the shape of the resh guides its sound. Resh.
Resh.
Right, gently, and just let it glide. Keep going. And now curve, and down, gently, softly. Good. Okay, this tiny little dot at the end, and now Down, tiny.
Yashika.
I am the son of a school teacher who told me not to be a teacher. I'm the grandson of a plumber and a seamstress and a grocery store owner. But we have someone on our professional staff who is the daughter of a cantor, and the current generation in a line of cantors and rabbis that go back many generations. We're not sure how many. And I think you know who I'm talking about. It's Karma, who constantly is channeling her father, the cantor, and her grandfathers going back so many generations who have studied this text and taught it and sung it and passed it down and implanted it in Karma's heart. And it's Karma who for over 30 years, as we've said, who has been bringing Torah to life here in our temple, both as a teacher, Torah study with adults and with kids, and literally teaching everyone who has stood here and chanted the Torah how to do just that. And it is so fitting that we honor Karma now with writing the next letter in our Torah. I think we're up to Aleph.
Okay, we're good. All right. Okay. So the Aleph has a reputation for being a silent letter, but I think that this Aleph should be proclaimed loudly. It represents all the light. So let us return the image of light with sound. Aleph. Down towards me. And now. Okay. And now a foot on the diagonal. And now down again. And curve. And now downward. And now to the right. And curve. Okay, just a minute. Okay. And around and around. And very gently, just change the angle. Tiny bit. No worries. And then down. Down here and outward, and a little curl underneath. Beautiful.
I think? Okay. So many years ago, Rabbi and Lindy moved to town, and not too long after they were here, Rabbi asked me about coming on and taking the educational role here at Temple. I like to say I was a very good Jew. I turned him down 3 times. I grew up in a congregation. I knew what it was like to be the cantor's kids. I knew what that would mean for my children. I knew what that would mean for our life. And at some point I had decided that I was not going to be doing that. Well, all I can say is thank God Jason Gwazdoff is one of the most persistent people I know. When he's made about a decision about something, whew, he goes for it. And we have all benefited from his persistence and his insistence on bringing joy, on bringing meaning, on bringing celebration, on bringing comfort, on bringing caring, on bringing education, everything that truly makes us a Kehillah Kedosha. That kind of community is only created when you have that kind of person in the lead. Our last letter. Our last letter, a beautiful, beautiful Lamed. Oh, it just occurred to me, Lamed is like Lilamed, which means to teach. That's a great letter for a rabbi.
Also Lev.
Also Lev, heart. Very true. The honor of the last letter completing our little girl, our new Torah, Rabbi Jason Gwazdoff.
I don't want to stand here alone. I want Lindy to come up. I want Karma to come and stand next to her, because whatever we have accomplished in the last 30 plus years, it is not because of me alone. It's because of our professional team. I am only one leg on this 3-legged stool. So I want them to stand with me. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, so Lamed, 3 sustained notes that rise towards heaven. Lamed.
Lamed.
Straight down. And to the right. Oh, hold on. We need ink. Okay. We're good? Okay. Good. Very gently, we're letting it float towards the Aleph. And a little more. And a tiny bit more. Curve downward. And now, gently, very gently, up. Okay. Now, rise here. Downward. Downward. Down this way. We have to go up a little bit on top. Okay. Now, we're going to make an extension line. We have a mystical sign connected to our Lamed. Okay, keep going left, now downward. And now we use the thick part of the quill, okay? and we draw this line like this, okay? Just make it thick, keep going, okay, towards you, and a little more, and then we stop. And it goes, it floats right above the score line and slightly below. Okay. And now, down, down, and down, and a little bit of a punctuation. And we have a Torah.
Wow. Before we do Hagbah and dress the Torah and put it in the ark for the first time, we're going to ask Karma to chant the final verses of the Torah for us. And when she finishes, we're going to say together, Chazak, Chazak, V'ni Chazek. And we're going to chant it. Chazak, Chazak, V'ni Chazek. Let's rehearse. Ready?
Chazak, Chazak, V'ni Chazek.
Be strong, and we will be strengthened in acts of blessing and justice and goodness, because that's who we are. Karma? We can be seated. This is not an official aliyah. We're not doing the blessing before and after because we're not in a tefillah here. But we're going to hear the words for the first time.
Velokam Navi Od BeYisrael Kemoshe Asher Yada'o Adonai Panim El Panim Lechol Ha'otot V'hamoftim Asher Shlacho Adonai La'asot Be'eretz Mitzrayim Lefaro Ulchol Avadav Ulchol Artso Ulchol Hayad HaChazaka Ulchol Hamorah HaGadol Asher Asa Moshe Leinei Kol Yisrael Chazak, Chazak, V'ni Chazek.
Siman Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Siman Tov, Siman Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Siman Tov.
Yehelanu, 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 Lechol Am Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Lechol Am Yisrael.
So we're going to do our first Hagba. You can sit down for a minute or two. And dress our Torah for the very first time in its special cover and in its special crowns, the Rimonim, and put on its special binder that holds it close. I'd like to invite up onto the bima Steve and Marika Campbell, who so generously donated our family of 5 brand new Torah covers. Enrique Skolnick and Jane Fernandez, who donated so generously our new Rimonim, and new Torah pointer, a new Yad as well, and Kathy Meyer, who fabricated our new binder out of cloth from our covers. We were checking to make sure it's dry enough. Are we good? And now please rise for Hagba.
Oh, wait. Vezot HaTorah asher sa Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe ki lekach tov natati lachem Torati al ta'azovu. Eitz Chaim hi lama chazikim ba vetom heha meushar deracheha darchei noam v'chol nativotecha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu, Kekedem. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
And we have just one more blessing, which we say at all our special occasions, thanking God for giving us life. and bringing new life into the world, sustaining us. And for bringing us to this special time. Let's sing together, Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for the part that you all played in this and for being here today. I want to thank everyone who helped to plan our luncheon and helped to make it happen. That's a lot of people I know. And let's join together in a motzi.
After one quick announcement.
I forgot something?
So I forgot something. So I'm going to take off my educator hat and put on my administrator hat. We are so excited to have the amazing problem of not having enough space. So when the ceremony is over, after we say motzi, what is going to happen, I hope, please, so that everyone will be safe. If you're in the permanent seats, just go ahead, have a seat, kick back, relax, visit with your friends. If you are in our regular chairs in the back there, please move to the sides so that a crew can come in and set up tables and get chairs around the tables, and then we will all be able to enjoy lunch. And I'm pretty sure we have plenty of help, but if you're strong and you have a good back and you'd like to help a little bit, everybody say, "Hi, Jay." Check in with Jay. I'm sure he would love to have some extra hands. So, thank you so much. Yes. That's right, there are two announcements. See, you give me a microphone. The second announcement is after we have gotten all the chaos here settled down, please feel free to come up on the bima, get a close look on our new scrolls, our new rimonim, our new yad, our new covers, and with the help of Kathy Meyer, I'm going to take the new scroll back out of the ark and I'll open it up so that we can all look at the beautiful, beautiful letters that are contained in our new Torah. And I think that's all.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. This is Deborah Blinder, who bakes a challah just about every week for us, and she made a whole bunch for this weekend with 5 braids for the 5 books of Torah. B'tei avon, everyone. Hearty appetite. You can be seated.
We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. From the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around. We come from the Torah, living in the Torah. Go back to the Torah, turn the world around. We come from the Torah, living in the Torah. Go back to the Torah, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life.
you'd find it. It's right in Midtown, like on J, at like 20 something. Huh? Women's clothes? Yes, all women's clothes. Not all necessarily that I like, but it's more that like you might find this. It's more comfortable, but then stuff like this, which actually you can wear nicely. Yeah. Well, it's not mine at all. Well, it's not what I normally look for, or what I would say goes to my colors. But I saw it and I was like, I would never have bought it. I saw it, I wouldn't have bought it, but then I tried it, and I liked it better than the things that I identified as liking. So there's a lot to be said still. And then I also have found their stuff, it's like boutique things, I was at one of my mom's boutique places in Arizona, and they had a bunch of their stuff, and I was at a place